Alright. Freaking Sons of Anarchy out there. Um, so, it took a while, but finally, fuck these glasses. Anyway, it took a while, but finally was able to see, Ex Machina. And, wow. It is a very fucking pretty ass fucking movie. Seriously, it is so beautifully shot. Like, the entire time I was like, this is like fucking porn. You know? Like, it's fucking amazing. I love it. And yeah, like you can tell like director and especially cinematographer like are huge Kubrick fans. You know, like not to be like the film snob, like this is very Kubrick-esque and like oh he's trying too hard or something. No, but in all honesty, it is fucking beautifully shot. It is such a beautifully shot movie. I was like, oh, like it was one of those like where you're just like, this is a fucking pretty movie. But it's not just a pretty movie. Like it actually is a very fucking good movie. Um, it's it's solely that thing on Tumblr I saw that where it's like, oh, like a male robot. It's like I want to like conquer the world and destroy it kind of thing, and a female robot's like, can we fuck it? You know, and this movie answers the question whether you can fuck it or not, and the answer is yes. They totally built this to fuck it. Well, not exclusively. Uh, this guy, wow, that makes sense. I think he's one of the Weasleys, but I definitely recognize him as the dude in Dread when he had like the freaking like tweaked out blue eyes. He's like, working with Mama and all that stuff. This gesture that means you're working with her. So it's him, and then Oscar Isaac. I keep wanting to say Oscar Davis for some reason. Oscar Isaac as just beard, just beard. Yeah, he's got the shaved head beard, and he's just pumping iron, just looking ripped as shit, as he kind of has been getting very much so lately. Yeah, like, so what it is with this movie is that, like, this guy is like a software engineer or something like that, and he wins this contest to go to, Oscar Isaac's estate. And it's supposed to be like, hey, you're in like this kind of like alpha testing kind of thing, because this guy lives in this very like, like Bill Gates kind of house, so he's supposed to be kind of like a Bill Gates, Steve Jobs kind of fucking shit, where he has like this amazing house, like out of nowhere kind of thing, remote access via like a helicopter kind of shit, and yeah, like like it's it's understandable because he has this guy as a guest. At the same time, if you are the only one living there in your own house, you have to walk around with a freaking like, this is my phone, with a key card. It's kind of weird to feel like, ah, shit, my own place, but let me just beep boop. But then again, like, obviously this is a very spoiler heavy review. Um, then again, yeah, if you do have a home full of all these like, androids, you kind of want to make sure they don't end up going just anywhere. Just in my mind, I'm still like, that's so pretty shot, and the lighting is so pretty, and the composition is so pretty. Like, it was a lot of it was that. But anyway, so Weasley guys, I we should just call him. He's supposed to be working with Oscar's character Nathan. Um, about like again, like I said, alpha testing. So he Weasley, Caleb, he is led to believe that Ava, the android, thing, is the only like android robot thingamajigger that is there. And he sees her, and of course, it's just face. And you've probably seen some of the shots of the movie where it's like obviously very robotic, body kind of stuff. Nothing too, humanoid kind of thing. So he talks to it and chats with it and trying to. It's the whole like, if a person if a person speaks to like the AI and responds to AI as if it's human, are they doing well enough? It's all this stuff, and and he's like, hey, it's just like, why am I meeting her? Why isn't it like, you don't see her and you just talk to him, and that kind of stuff, which I understand. And so you can see, like, you know, and the movie is split because it's all, he spends a whole week there, so it's split into 7 sessions, like Ava session week 1 or something like that. And it's like very quickly, you know, and again, like, it's one of those movies where you could tell even from the trailer that, like, guy falls in love with machine, you know, again, can you fuck it kind of thing, machine kills you kind of thing, you know, because that does happen. And so you could tell that Caleb is, like, starting to fall for her. Like, at first he's very analytical, very, you know, in a sense scientific about it, about, like, oh, like, you know, okay, the way how you build her is amazing and how she responds to things, yada yada. And then, you know, so he's taking an interest in her mainly because it's like a job kind of thing and it's like an opportunity kind of thing. And then he later, you could tell, starts developing feelings for her because she responds and not just kind of like, I can't answer that, or like, you know, the whole like does not compute kind of thing. Um, but she does respond like correctly, you know, like, in a sense more human, like, like, um, and it comes to a point where, like, because he's so conflicted, he talks to Oscar Isaac's character like, hey, why did you give her a gender? You know, like, why did you make her female? Also, why did you give her like a sexuality that, you know, like, why did you make her, you know, kind of heterosexual, that she's into me? And then, of course, like, Nathan is like, dude, are you totally into her? Like, you're into her, dude. You know, you're talking to like a robot. You know, like, these kind of like fucking with him kind of thing. And also, his character is so fucking is a ridiculous drunk. You know, when he first meets up with him, he's just like working off the hangover, and Caleb is like, "Oh yeah, must have been a party last night." And he's like, hmm? He's like, "Yeah, you know, a party because you were drunk." Ooh, you're drunk. You know, then it's like, oh, I get it. You know, um, and that happens like throughout majority of, like, pretty much every day. He's just like, uh, like punching bag, and then it's like, all right, and back at it. You know. Um, yeah, so, and then there's like a discussion about how, like, his Nathan feels like everything's programmed, you know, like, I program Ava to be heterosexual, a female, yada yada. He's like, we're all programmed. He's like, you're programmed to be heterosexual, you're programmed to be, you know, male gender, yada yada. And it's the whole, like, you know, we're all programmed a certain way via, you know, what was it that he said, like, via like interaction with others, and that's how, like, some people are heterosexual, homosexual, da, da, da. Like, he's programmed to be. Sure, that's his interpretation and all that stuff, you know, like, it's a not, I don't want to say like a weird way of looking at it, like, it's a, you know, it's a different way of looking at it, you know, um, and all that stuff. So you can tell that Caleb's getting frustrated, like, you can tell that he's loving the fact that there's such a smart AI that this man programmed in, like, but at the same time he's just like, I'm starting to fall in love with this thing, you know, um, anyway. And then also, like, in the every so often, like, in his like home, there's like a power shortage, like a brownout kind of thing, and then it'll just be like emergency stuff up, so it all is just like that, like, you know, don't want to say, you know, again with the Kubrick thing, that red light, the shining kind of thing. Well, actually more 2001, that's not the point, you know. And then you see Ava go from like, so, you know, kind of these kind of responses, and then it goes to the brown eye, and she's like, hey, you know, like, you could tell she's like, yo, real talk, son. Although if she didn't speak like that, that would be really hilarious. Is that, like, when she wants to, like, kind of sneak a comment, she'd be like, yo, son, I don't know what's up with this motherfucker. This shit ain't right, and we gotta get the fuck out of here, son. You know. But yeah, instead she kind of was like, yo, dude, and they never have like an actual interaction. They're just like behind, you know, like, separated by glass and all that stuff. And yeah, so anyway, like, you later find out that Nathan's character has built a lot of these freaking android ones, and obviously Ava's not the first one. There was like the little Japanese woman. Like, at first your mate, like, I immediately saw her and I was like, oh, that's probably another one, but she has a full, like, you know, what was it? Ah, the line from Terminator, and the skeleton over whatever, you know what I mean, that, and because she barely speaks, she's very like, she's very much like obeying him and all that stuff, and it's nothing to do with the fact that she's Asian, you know, and so there's that, and then like towards the end of the movie, like, Caleb finds like his like Nathan's closet of women, which is so creepy to say. He finds the closet of women, and then Ava finds them and dresses herself up. Anyway, so yeah, like pretty much like Caleb feels so bad for Ava that he wants to like make her escape, yada yada. It's the whole like, I got this plan. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, by the end of this week, and I'm taking Ava. And then Nathan is like, yo, I knew your plan all along. I was like, my whole plan was like, this was a lie. You're not like alpha testing or anything. Actually, I knew you were gonna like fall in love with her because I'm that fucking good and yada yada. I wanted to see if you were able, like, I programmed her so she can make you help her escape. Like, the whole plan was so she can escape. And see, like, through the whole programming stuff, I was able to like win you over and have you help her because, like, again, with her sexuality, with her voice, and da 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 and all that stuff. And he's just like, huh. And at first you're like, damn, he thought he got him, and then he got him like that. And then it went back this way where he was like, yeah, so the whole me getting you blind drunk and then yada yada, I did that yesterday, because part of me was even thinking that, and I was like, didn't you do that yet? Like, well, you were coding. There was that scene where he just sits there and does the coding, because that's what coding is in real life, just sitting there and typing like crazy. Um, and then he's like, huh, because it's funny, because yeah, you got like freaking 6 days of him drinking, and the next day he's like, I'm gonna make some tea, and you know what, drinking isn't that good for me, and I should detox. It's like that thing in a lot of movies where like there's like that drunk character, and they're like, well, yeah, I'm gonna use that against him, so this next time, of course he's gonna drink because he's a drunk. I'll have him drink again, but I'll like slip something in there or whatever, not to make them like pass out. And of course it's like the one time where they're like, you know what, I don't feel like drinking. Maybe a glass of water or something, And then it like you're just like, oh well, there you go, your plan's backfired. But it was a whole like, this was a setup, ha ha ha, and everything's fine, yada yada. And then it goes back over where freaking, Nathan literally gets stabbed in the back, and you're thinking like, okay, well, like, okay, so Ava and him are gonna like, frolic in the fields, like they're gonna just, leave together, yada yada. But then it's like she traps him in the house, and it's like that part caught me off guard. Like, I kind of didn't see that coming. At the same time, I had a feeling it was kind of gonna go there. That's English. I was just like, oh shit, like, if you think about it, like, yeah, Nathan Oscar Isaac's character did so well. If that was his intention, was to make sure that Ava got out on her own, she did. She ended up killing her maker and trapping the freaking love interest, I guess you would say, in that house. And it was just like, and then she just like leaves, because then by then she has like the skin of an Asian woman. She has the skin and like the long hair and all that stuff, and she's out in the world like a normal person, because no one would think that, obviously she's an android unless she decided to like peel some skin back. Because there's a part where like the Asian woman just like goes, hey, guess what? And it's like android face, and fucking Caleb looks like, it seems like he has like a slight like existential like moment where he like takes a blade and starts cutting his arm open, like he's like trying to see if like he it seems like even at one point he's thinking like, wait, am I even human myself? Like he wanted, like it's like he wanted to see that he wasn't like human or something, But then like, that could also be like him fucking with Nathan, because knowing that Nathan has cameras everywhere, even the mirror, when he was like, because it has like that weird facial recognition and all that shit. But yeah, like, yeah, this movie was really good. Even though it has like the that kind of predictable thing of like, every time a guy makes like a fucking robot, they want to fuck it, and then it kills them, that kind of thing. Like, oh, you kind of saw it coming. But it's like, I enjoyed this one, you know, because it wasn't like especially like one you don't really actually see like a sex scene with the robot because it's like I get it. You say that there is a hole down there and it could not that it feels sensations, but like if you do like he even mentions if you do it correctly, she can enjoy it. Like, you know, you can bring pleasure to it. Um, there was a random dance like sequence in there, which sounds like some like kind of 80s movie about the future, like the Apple or something, you know? Woo! Like all of a sudden it's like some disco thing going on and like Oscar Isaac is like with the Japanese woman and they're just like, what? And they're just like this choreographed thing. It was kind of ridiculous and it kind of like made you do that for like a second in the movie, but it also showed like one, you kind of laugh because you're so ridiculous, and two, you kind of just see like madness of his character because of it, you know. Kind of like what's his name, Michael C. Hall's character in Gamer, where he's like wanting to kill like you know Gerard Butler, and he's like, "I've got you under my skin," like in this whole like thing, and you're like, "Sure," you know. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, like this movie is beautifully shot. I haven't seen the cinematographer's other movies that he's done, but I don't know what like you know there seem to be a lot of like low budget stuff, so I don't know how they are. I think one of them is Statham in it. Um, the director is the guy who wrote the screenplay for Dread. And I think what else did he yeah because this is his like first like directorial debut because he's written that and in I think he wrote 28 Days Later. 28 Days Later. Is it 28 days or 28 weeks later? I forgot. It's one of those. I think it's whatever. But yeah, you know, so he's more of a writer or anything, but god damn, like I said, like this movie is so well shot. Fuck, man. Um, it's like this and Interstellar is like here's some love letters to Stanley Kubrick kind of thing, you know. And also there wasn't much of a score in this. Like majority of the time it was just kind of like you know like the ambient sounds of the place, which kind of worked. Like every so often when there's like slight tension, there's like you know the tension hook kind of thing. Other than that, like there would be a bit of like, you know, just very minimal. You know, it's all ambient noises because I guess it is that feeling of like isolation in that dude's house. You know, because it's like you're just kind of there. I think it's like yeah, it's like underground, and then the only thing that's above ground is like his kitchen and like a dining room like area or something like that. Like you know the home is designed reminds me of those very like the like design museums you go to because everything is very like glass and metal and squared off. Again, it's modern designs and stuff, so it reminds me of that. You know, I don't know how chairs work, but yeah, God. Like Leah and I were planning on seeing this. I think it was me and her were planning on seeing this probably like a few days after we saw Mad Max. It's just you know, because I think on IMDb it said it came out in January. It wasn't advertised in the States until like April, May, and it didn't come out in the States around like May or so. Because I remember it was like around the time where it was just like we saw Age of Ultron, and then the next like I forgot what it was like the next week, and then it was supposed to be like Mad Max, and then I think it was like in between that and Mad Max or something like that. Like it was right around that time in May, and just my schedule and her schedule, like we because we wanted to see Mad Max so badly, so we saw that. And then the next time I was like, hey, we could go see like you know Ex Machina, and she's like, ah shit, I can't or whatever, and I was like, you know, and so I finally was able to see it, and damn, you know, I kind of wish I saw it in theaters just because like the whole like atmosphere and everything, you know, totally. Yeah, this is definitely like on the top of the list for the year already, you know. Um, anyway, yeah, like this is a long ass review for no reason, but yeah, so tomorrow me and her go see Fantastic Four, which does not seem to be going too well, you know. But yeah, Ex Machina. That's good science fiction. I love my sci-fi. I, I'm just kind of worried about tomorrow, but yeah, I don't know what else to say.